I have to share the example of one of the young ladies from the United States. I've mentored a lot of women from around the world, young women and a few young men, and the impact that it's had on their families. Just to be, just to let you know, the one of the young men, he came over and he was very small. I believe he was from Mexico, and he wanted to change everything in his life. His family, he came from a really good family. They had a business at home. He had the mindset that he wanted to change. So we would come in and he would work with me, and I was like, make sure you assess things when you come in, and then see what you need to do so that you can survive and thrive in the situation. And he would apply those everywhere we went, because it's a new environment. There's different, how you take the train, how you cross the street, the stores, the restaurants, everything is different. That young man went on to start a business. I had no clue what he was doing. He was doing things with eBay, and I didn't know how to work this was before the eBay thing was popular and drop shipping. He started a whole business doing something with the phones, where in his country, people wanted to get these phones. So he was taking phones that people were throwing away here and being able to refurbish them and make it into a business. Very successful. And then another young man came over. And these are young people. They travel more than American students do, when they do their travel. And he was 16 or 17. And this young man designed a closed system engine.
Wow.
Yes. I'm so blessed to have these young, amazing people. And I was telling him about the process of how to patent his engine, and making sure that before he starts work at a company, because he was going to work for this German company. And I believe he originally was from Brazil. He went into oil and gas. I have not seen him since.
Wow.
He's very successful. He had a lot of issues with self-esteem, and we worked on that really hard. Me and my ex-husband, we worked on making sure he felt confident about himself, because he was tall, lanky. I said, in the future, all the women are going to like you because you're very tall. And I was telling him about just how you carry yourself, and just taking him to really good places so he can see examples of other men that were in power. And he is a very powerful man in oil and gas in Brazil. And then the young lady she would come to these real estate things with me, and I was starting to cut that down, and she wanted me to show her what I knew. I was like, okay, come on. So she was the first person in her family to own a home.
Wow.
She purchased a property. It was a duplex, and it was near St. Joseph's University. So she constantly has a student in that space. So that was the first impact. And I told her, you have to get your mother to purchase her home. Her mother was living in a government-assisted home, and I told her to apply to purchase the home that you guys grew up in. And I said, even if you have to help her fill out the paperwork, just do it, because if something happens, then you're going to lose your income on your unit, because, of course, you're going to have to take care of your mother. So then she got her mother to purchase that home.
Wow.
And then it didn't stop there. So then because now her mother's a homeowner, she's a homeowner, and her brother, who is now 23, so her brother, she helped her brother, so the mother and her, they helped the brother go through the process to purchase a duplex. And now, so all three of them are homeowners. They have passive income. And as a family, they are looking to purchase land to do development projects in the Carolinas, because they have another brother that lives down there. And they want him to follow their lead, and as a family, purchase land and develop and do a multi-unit situation in the Carolinas.
Wow.
So from that one young lady, we've changed the whole trajectory of the family.
Mm.
And then those two boys, they're going to have their own family. And she just got married last year, and she's about to have her first child. And so the impact, and her husband, while she was in the courting stage with her husband lived in another state, and she's very, dedicated with the church. So they were waiting until they got married. And so this young man, he had to change his whole life around to be in her life, because he worked in accounting and he wanted to be involved in what she was doing. So he purchased a multifamily home, and then with her assistance, she was able to give him tips on how to move forward on her experience and what she experienced. So now they have multiple properties together, because now they're husband and wife, and their life is going to be so different than what it would have been. So just one person. So everybody has an opportunity to influence a young person in their family or outside their family to change their whole trajectory by just giving them resources, support, and encouragement. And it's amazing. It's that's what I told Justina that she has to talk more about, because she has amazing stories, even more than that, with these children that go back over 25, 30 years. There's these students that are working on farms, and they end up with an opportunity to go to school, and then they come back and they pay for someone else from their village to go to school.
Wow.
So these are the stories that we're not telling, but these impacts, it makes you say, hey, I need to do this myself. I need to support an organization that's really doing the work and making sure that these children feel heard and they feel understood, so that they can be the best version of themselves, so that they can be able to change the future, so we can all live together.